He was born into darkness. Not just the kind where there's no light, but the kind where there's no freedom. He was born a slave. His mother was kidnapped. He never saw her again. And before he could speak his first words, he was already considered property. He was sickly, frail, too weak to work in the fields. So they left him behind. He watched others labor under the sun while he stayed near the house, alone. But while his body was fragile, his mind began to bloom. He became obsessed with plants, flowers, and the earth. He would sneak into the woods, stare at roots and leaves, and wonder how life worked. He learned from nature, and then, somehow, from books. Black children weren't allowed in schools, so he taught himself to read. He walked for miles just to sit outside a school window, listening through the walls. People mocked him. Doors were shut. Schools rejected him. But he kept walking, kept learning, kept asking, why? Because that fragile boy was George Washington Carver. Before we go deeper, if this story moved you even a little, please hit subscribe to keep stories like this alive. Carver was the first black student at his university. He slept in barns, cleaned floors, ate scraps. But in every quiet moment, he studied. He loved plants. He believed nature could solve anything. He discovered hundreds of uses for one simple crop, the peanut. Peanut butter was just one. But Carver made over 300 inventions from that humble nut. Peanut-based plastics, paints, fuel, cosmetics, medicine, all from the soil. He didn't invent to get rich. He refused to patent most of his work. He said, God gave them to me. How can I sell them to someone else? In a time when black men were denied rights, he became a national icon. He advised U.S. presidents. He met world leaders. He stood on stages once closed to his kind. But he never left the South, never left the poor. He taught farmers how to renew their soil, how to grow more with less. He saved generations from starvation, and yet, he asked for nothing. He lived in a small room, wore the same suit, gave everything away. He once said, "It's not the style of clothes one wears, it's the content of one's character." He never found his mother, but he became a father to a nation. A scientist, an artist, a servant, a man of God. Born a slave, died a hero. And today, his name is remembered, not for what he took, but for what he gave. His name is George Washington Carver. If this story touched your heart, hit subscribe, not for me, but for the next child the world forgets.